What's up, people? Welcome to another guide video. This time I'm gonna explain the one down kill buffs that I use pretty much for all the raids. So I'm gonna go over them and I'm gonna show you guys how it works. Because the majority of the time in the video that I do, it's kind of hard to explain everything, all the stuff that I use. So I decided just to make a separate video for it. And hopefully it'll help. And yeah, if you guys can try it out, go for it. It's really awesome when you can just one down kill all the raid bosses with the buffs. And yeah, let's go over what you need to do it and how to do it. Alright guys, let's go over the buffs that you'll need and the gears you'll need. So when I say the one down kill buffs, technically there are 20 buffs. And you want that they're designed to one down kill the bosses and speed kill, get the max amount of DPS as possible. So usually when I put in the description are the buffs that I use, and they are like the requirements are usually 4 bulwarks, 4 fireball plus, 2 reapers, 2 tigers, 2 earthshakers combat, thorn protective is like. And if you need it, that is Howling Soldier plus, Billion Blossom, Burning Blade plus. If you want to convert defense to offense, you'll use the Shoulder Obscurity plus, and then as well as Wit's End count as a 1 buff slot, so that's total in 20. So I'm just gonna go over these buffs because it can pretty much one down kill all the raid bosses at this point through like East, and I think that game you'll need to. I swapped out for a couple accuracy stuff, but yeah, that's another day, another topic. But like at this time, I will just explain what the one down kill buffs are and briefly, and hopefully we'll cover what you need if you wanna try it. And Earthshakers. I have one, and I have one for my AI, mainly for the combat skill, so low HP plus 50%, and 100% is max, so the meditation to contender is not needed, and that's why you'll see the damage goes up. This is where the skill power goes up, and you'll know it. And then the armor is from the south, if you don't know where to get it. It's south. That tree, like on the left side where that plant boss is, you beat it and then it'll drop a chest, so there's a chance that you'll get that armor. And yeah, and then Blood Blossom is from Manelda Rock, I believe. You have to kill the cluster and then to get that incarnation. And Harpy of Earring to get that Burning Blade plus. Howling Soldier plus. This is from Reaper. It drops from Reaper, and yeah, the other stuff you'll need is 4 bulwarks. You only need 1, but if you want to switch 1 by 1, that is the case. If you don't have like 4, I have 4 copies of each, so that way I don't have to swap it and save me a lot of time for doing speed buffs a little bit. And then I have Fireball plus that I would use. Bulwark, definitely need 4 of that, and I think that's pretty much it. That's all the buffs that you need. Alright, I'm gonna go over the AI setups as well, because they're not really that much difference from me. It's just besides the buffs I placed. You can place it anywhere you want, just make sure you have the buffs ready. That should do it. And I just trying to give the two, like I say in the beginning, like 2 of each, except Bulwark and Fireball, they're times 4, so I need 4 copy. Emergency, I need 1 of that, that's why I have another one-hand user. And 2 Tiger Resolve. You can technically use Tiger Resolve on yourself if you don't want to use another dagger user, but it just saved me some time buff without changing it too much. And yeah, so for the Hands of Biz, I will use that before I enter the boss room, because if you're doing East, for like West anything below, you only need to replace Child Chaos, Black Chain of Discord, and that's it. You only need 2 debuffs. For North and South, you don't need technically you don't need no debuff at all, because I just use the Black Chain of Discord and Child Chaos so the boss don't get up as fast. And yeah, that should do it. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do the buff order. In this case, I'm gonna do my East buff order because I already have the Hands of Abyss. But if you do anything before East, you don't need it, because you can just have this blank, so don't have to worry about that. But in this case, I'm just gonna show all the buffs in one go. So usually that's how I do it. Let me double check my records, make sure if they're all Born Leader, because you don't want to be on something else I can't share. Yeah, that should do it. I am 1 HP, so I'm gonna get that maximum amount of conversion. So in the boss arena, before the boss room, I would charge a Win 3 and use the accelerator. So here we go. Let's use these 2 first. Swap. Shoulder. Convert if you need. I'm gonna drop convert first. Potion. You could use the other way buff with the what's it called? The Souls and the one gives you minus SP consumption, but I just use the potions because there's no point waiting and use all these buffs at once. Swap. Now this is where I need to swap the Bulwark. Once you get used to the buffs, they're pretty fast. Then again, there's many ways to do the buffs, so this is how I do it, but it's just give you guys a general ideas how to go through these buffs faster. And yeah, you guys might have a faster way to buff, but yeah, I'm just trying to show the way I buff. And then SP gotta get enough, so take a potion. And also the other thing is Galvanize. I forgot to do is I should have Alice to drop a Galvanize before the fight. I'm gonna do that real quick, but technically you would use Galvanize first. And swap. Swap back. The key is like trying to get the amount of time so faster if you can, because these buff does have time limit, because like especially for East, you've gotta have to run out of time if and then back then go back to original, buff the fireballs on plus and last, because that way you'll have the fireball only lasts like 60 seconds, so you want to use that as much as you can. And I swap back to Riona, change my stat luck, so at this point it's full buffs, and it's good. All you need to do is swap back the gears. In this case, I'm gonna use my East setup, so because I already have the buff for East, so I might as well use the East setup for it. I'll just switch to 2 Live Wolves. Let me double check real quick. I still trying to work on max bonders, but eventually I will use it. For this case, I'll just use whatever. And switch to Mind Break. So these buff slots don't matter, like you can put anything you want. The other thing is I have to put on the Galvanize, because for some of the bosses, you'll need 2 Galvanize to kill them. But you can kill them with 1 Galvanize if you want, or if you can, usually. I just swap off anything that's and then swap this to Berserker. Check Starburst. Make sure the stuff it's all good, and then this I swap off the I need to get the incarnation for 4/4 chain, and also the boots. If you don't know where to get it, it's from Revalient Force. There's a snail here that you just go over there and kill it, and then if he doesn't drop it, just travel somewhere else and come back. I usually double check these gears, make sure they're fine, because you don't want to walk in the boss room and you forget to change, because that happened to me a lot. And so 4/4 connect, that's done. Anything else? That's good. I'm not gonna bother to put the passive this time, because for East you'll need. I mean, I have it in the video, so you guys can check that separate one if you want. Mainly, I'm just gonna go over the buff this briefly and stuff, and change that to the dagger White Knight. Get this special accuracy. Change that to Wit's End. Change that to Galvanize if you need a third one. That is Wit's End. Child Chaos. I mean, Black Chant Discord and Child Chaos. Yeah, either one is fine. Hands Abyss, I already buffed, there's no need. Change the Galvanize. I changed the Wrecker as well. The other two AIs don't need to touch at all, because they're not going to do anything after buffs. So the main thing is, I have my Wrecker set up for what's it called, for the buffs and stuff. So sometimes there's a key reminder is that these stuff, they can buff you as well, so usually I just erase them in my records because it's pretty bad. So Born need to swap out, because I don't want to erase them every time. I'll just give them Nimble. You can give them any records you want, as long as there's no buffs in it that's gonna over buff you, because you're setting at 19 out of 20 buffs. That Wit's End is gonna make it 20/20, so that is the maximum amount of buffs that you can get. And double check, so everything else is set, and yeah, you just gotta eat the food. Also make sure SP is full. I'm gonna give Riona full SP, because she'll need to use that, and I'll give myself full because I need to use the Mind Break. And I'm gonna eat the strength food, get that 10% strength, and that's it pretty much. So when I check the buff list, there should be 20 buffs. No more, no less. I have the +1 Wit's End into it, so that will make it 20. The best thing about these pluses, they're all taking one buff slot, so you get the max amount of buffs without worry about over buff yourself. So the calculation has to be exact for one down kill, especially for higher rates and stuff. For like the lower rate, it doesn't really matter that much. So other than that, just double check your gears and stuff, and yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, and we'll see how it goes. I think I have 4 buffs now. Make sure you use Riona first to get in the room. So once you're in the room, this is what I do. Child Chaos, oops, dash, Wit's End, land, Mind Break, Super Odd. So Final Revolution, Shine, Nightmare, Final, Starburst 4/4. Sidestep. Sidestep is faster than dash, so just sidestep. Do it again, sidestep. Because that 100% speed is too powerful, like it will last like maybe 50 seconds, so you have time for the first galvanized duration. So trying to do as much damage as you can with the first galvanize, as much as you can. Keep that 4/4, so you will probably not gonna lose it. So when that's gone, use your galvanize again, going back. So speed worn down. Sometimes it's gonna happen because Fireball only runs one duration. So just reset yourself. If you don't remember the how to get 4/4, it's always the same. You can do Nightmare, Shine, Final Revolution, Nightmare, then Starburst, or you could do the other way. I do the other way with the Final Revolution, Shine, Nightmare, and then Final Revolution, and Starburst, Sidestep, Shine, and then Starburst. So we'll keep repeating that, and you'll be good to go. This should be able to kill pretty much any raid bosses in one down. But you have to practice quite a bit to get used to these swapping and buff. And then they don't like take too much, but it's just a lot of practice, and it should get the job done. And that's how you would one down kill the bosses if you want to kill them fast and just in one down with a speed kill or one down kill. Like I said, it will work. But there's some adjustment and stuff, like different gears for different rates, but you have to check your accuracy requirements sometimes, like if I have enough accuracy for this. But I usually check the custom, because there's no point checking the main, because custom is what you need to hit with a soul skill. So I have another topic coming up for the explanation video, where I'm gonna explain the sub perimeter and then the main perimeter, how to increase more stats in like damage and stuff. So I'm gonna leave it to the other video. So in this video, I'm just gonna mainly explain the one down kill buffs and how it works and how to use them, how to buff them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you got any questions, leave in the comment section, and I'll reply it if I see it. Take it easy. Until next time.